So, because it's hot, and the air conditioner that we have is only sized for a much smaller location than our house, we need a second one. In order to put the second one, because we have a condo, we need to somehow fit it in the window. In order to fit it in the window, we have to have normal windows. Well, we don't. We have 1960s windows. So, end result is use those for pocket holes. But basically, I need to make a frame to fit in the window. So, going through, and the other problem is the plastic pieces that came with the air conditioner did not fit in our standard window, and the extender kit was too small for our window, so we couldn't even just use it as is. And that whole, on the first floor, you don't want to just something that's, you just push out of the way and someone can just climb in through the window. So I'm making an industrial type frame. I used shiplap boards for the outside edge that tucks into the aluminum frame, so that locks it in. I used scrap plywood to fill in the holes as you see there. I used tons of pocket holes with the 1 1/4 inch screws as you saw. I used number 6 screws, 3/4 of an inch long, to screw the piece of 1/4 inch plywood to the outside. I decided to cut a hole in there with a jigsaw because, you can. And then I filed it so it was smooth. Screwed it back all in. That was good. So the top part, I want to be able to put a fan in there sometimes when, the AC, it's cool enough to put the AC. I can't size the part that goes in there because normally there's going to be a solid piece. So I can't size that until I know for sure how much extended room the reflective foam is going to do. So I had to put all this foam on first. And that's the problem with not following a drawing and doing it dynamically. You figure it out as you go. It takes longer. So it took me, this is the second day. Notice the different church. Lots more pocket holes. Use more scrap plywood to make a shelf and brackets. That worked nice. And then that'll sit a fan on it. And now that I have that sized, I can actually make the frame, which is good. And again, more pocket holes and more 1/4 inch plywood, but the piece works. So now I can put the reflective tape on there, or reflective film on there. I just barely had enough of that tape. I used the entire new roll and most of the remaining roll I had. Luckily, I still had a piece, some from before, but yeah, I used the whole thing, so it was good. The project was basically done, and I used up all the tape, so I did not have extra tape, and I didn't have a whole lot of extra film. So there we go. That fits nice. So now I can put the rest of the film on everywhere else, and it's a challenge, but hey, I need a challenge once in a while. So now the film will go the whole way around, and tuck it in on the bottom, get that all going. And here I ran out of the other roll and have to go get another one. Right about there. I'm out of the other roll. Get the other roll, then we're good. So cut that out. Use the tape to wrap up around so it's tucked up in. So that's all good. And that's the pipe foam fit in the hole, so I don't want to have bugs crawl up on there. It's on the top and the side where there was lots of space. So hopefully that will work. This is going to be inside the normal screen, so hopefully not a whole lot of bugs get past the screen, but we'll see over time. But in any case, I tried to seal it up as best I could. And now again, because I have this opening, I put some fencing up and stapled it across. That way, again, you can't just reach in or can't just climb in. It's going to be locked in tight. I mean, it's no more difficult to get through than breaking a window and getting in, but if you're going to break a window, that's the way it's going to go. Giant insulated cat door? No, not really. More like a insulated, fancy window replacement, because we live in California. California used to be nice. It's now hot all the time. Because of that, we need not one, but 2 air conditioners, because when you live in a condo, you are unable to get the proper air conditioners that other places where it's hot can do, like for a whole house. So we need to have, and we don't have the right kind of windows because they're from the 1970s, like early 1970s, late 60s. And they don't slide nicely. They're super tall. Like, that's 50 some inches, which lets a lot of light in. But the air conditioner, it came with a plastic piece, but the plastic piece extender only came up to here, which is not going to do any good. And it was only this wide, which isn't going to do any good for the window, because first floor, outside window, you really don't want to have it not be secure. So I built this one out of wood. I did incorporate the plastic piece, as well as fencing. Why is there fencing on this part, you might ask? Well, there's an inside piece that comes off that way we can set a fan on there, and with having the window open, not worry about people breaking in quite as much as just having the full window open with nothing there. This way, this sucker locks into the frame because there's tracks. So this goes up and hooks into the track on the sides and bottom. This actually goes on the bottom because otherwise I have to add this afterwards because otherwise it won't fit in the window because it's, up in the frame. But yeah, this way we can put a fan on there, blow in or out. It's up high, so hopefully it won't be quite as bad for people just walking by. You actually have to go way up and actually try and look in to get to see. Normally it's going to be closed because we'll have the air conditioner on, but once it cools off enough to try and let air through, this way we can let air through without worrying so much. And on the back side, there you can see the plastic piece, and that is what that clicks into. So that part goes and it clicks into there, and then you can have the air conditioner on the inside. The air conditioner we have is great. It helps keep it cooler, 5 to 10 degrees cooler than outside, but if you can't get it cooled off at night, because it's a stand-up dual hose, kind of like this one. It's a standing dual hose, but it's only designed for half the size of the condo. So hopefully with 2 of them, that would mean, hey, we have colder air more of the time. On the back side of this thing, I made a little handle. So the goal is, or I should say reasoning, you stick it in there, push it the whole way up, press, and then press forward. Not that you can see that. And then it pretty much seals. I can't stress too much about the seal because, again, the normal windows are from 1969, 1970. They don't seal that good anyway. You get a slight breeze if it's really windy outside. The project is done. Well, it fit. And I was able to screw in the bottom piece like I had hoped. So it cannot move. I mean, shaking it, that's as much as it shakes. And it only moves right here. Everything else is locked in. Which this side doesn't lock because it's right against the window. So yeah, that's awesome. So let's see what it looks like with the square in. Or even crazier, can I do it as a live action shot? Ta-da! The square is in. And a fan, such as a box fan, will also fit. That was the purpose of the shelf. We could blow out or in. Very cool. So now the air conditioner can connect to there, and we can actually have... It blows!